Alright, this is Randalicious. Welcome to the 24th Hexus podcast. And Runefest is happening. There's been a lot of shit that's been going on, but let's get into it. I'm Randalicious, and I'm the leader of Hexus.
I'm Trance. I'm the Fantasy Runescape Commissioner.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Trickool. I'm a general in Hexus.
I'm Sleep. Go.
What's going on, guys? I'm Brungus. I'm a PMod dance game.
I'm Immortalz, and I'm a milkman.
Alright, so we talking about Trance and his fantasy EHP. Let's quick take a look here. So, Trance, why don't you tell us about fantasy EHP?
So basically, if you don't know how fantasy sports works, you draft a team, taking turns, so you have a full roster, and that's as simple as that. You get 11 players, you start 7, you bench 4, and each week you compete against another team, and then at the end of the season, whoever has the most wins, well, the top 8 teams go to playoffs, and then whoever wins playoffs wins the league. I think it's going to be a lot of fun. I put a lot of thought into this. Randy and I have put a lot of work into this spreadsheet. I guess you can see here, this is just a rough draft of what each spreadsheet will look like. So you have your team name, your standing, current matchup, previous matchup, your lineup, which people can edit the cells where you choose to start or bench somebody. And if you read the rules and guidelines, it explains everything. Basically, we want about at maximum 20 teams, and we're gonna give first priority to people at Hexus, and maybe if you're a Smiley, we can let you in if there's room as well. So if you're in Hexus and you want to be and you want to draft a team, draft is next Saturday.
Yes.
Yeah, next Saturday at like 2 p.m. GMT. So tweet Randy and I, or PM Randy or I, or say something in CC, and you gotta be on at 2 p.m. GMT next Saturday.
Yeah, this is I think it's gonna be a whole lot of fun. Plan is everyone's gonna play everyone once, and the top teams that are still after that will then play in the playoffs, and then just single elimination, last man standing wins. It's not for any money or anything like that. It's bragging rights, which is more important than money. But this is kind of just what it's all looking like. It works the same way as fantasy sports work. So if you have an idea on how that works, you'll know exactly how this will work. One EHP will count as a point. If someone using like some over EHP method, that's still gonna count for like. Let's see, on the example here, Susan and Runes, like they have 135, 144 EHP. That will count as their points. We're not going to scale it down. So it's looking to be a whole lot of fun, and we will probably give some update videos every other week as to how the league is going. But, alright, let's move on though. The next topic that we have then is some on the Abyssal Sire. The mods posted on it saying, we have not yet made changes to the Sire, the new Abyssal weapons, or the drop table. As players become increasingly experienced to kill the Sire, learning how to defeat it more efficiently, we will decide what to do with the current drop table accordingly. These changes will be balancing changes and will not be pulled. So it seems like the mods have finally taken a stand when it comes to balancing content. What are your thoughts on this? And also, moving forward, how do you think this will affect a potential Zulrah nerf?
Basically, everything does need balancing correctly. The Abyssal side drops are pretty shit, to be honest. For the Zulrah nerf, I'm not sure. I'm pretty sure it's definitely going to be nerfed though.
Yeah, I'm fine with Zulrah. I don't want to nerf.
I think that Zulrah definitely needs to be nerfed. Shits out so much supplies, but I mean it's good. I think this was mentioned before. It's like the best and it's one of the best updates and one of the worst updates at the same time. magic Cs are going to go through the roof if that happens, but I like that they're not pulling any balancing things. They've learned from their mistakes in the past, which is nice. I do not know how good the drop table for the Sire is. I've used the bludgeon. The bludgeon's spec I thought was horrible. I used it when I was getting a KQ head a couple days ago. And from what I've heard, the dagger spec really sucks. But yeah, I like that they're not pulling anything like that, taking balancing into their own hands, which is what they should do.
Yeah, I'm really proud of them for taking this this path to balancing, and I really hope that they keep using this. So they're obviously going to keep using this method of balancing in the future. So there's no reason why they should go back and pretend like they used this in the past and nerf things that need to be nerfed. So I think they will nerf Zulrah, and this, I mean, I already did think they would nerf Zulrah, but this just reinforces my belief that they're going to nerf Zulrah.
I think it's great that they're learning from their mistakes and making things like not good enough at first, like basically anticipating that people are going to be able to kill the Sire really fast and making it not that great, and I like that approach to it. I think the big thing to look at is that they're going to be doing balancing changes without pulling it, and that's probably the best thing to take from it, is that they are going to look towards, they're going to like consult with players and get their ideas on what it should be, and then balance it without a pull. I think that's the best thing to look at about it.
Yeah, I'm just going to repeat what everyone said, but it really does take the they're really taking the initiative this time around to make balancing the way that it should have been to begin with, rather than following things to be nerfed and stuff. It also sets a great precedence of other things to be nerfed, so along the lines of Zulrah and Withens getting nerfed, as well as other tables potentially getting buffed without a poll. Something to note from Runefest that I don't know if we get into later is that when they asked what their favourite update that they did of the year was, I think at least 50% of the team said removing 6-hour AFK methods, so that just reinforces the precedence it's going to set of them actually putting their foot down and having a pair of bollocks to do what they think is right, rather than leaving it up to us all the time, which could be both the best and the worst thing in the world, depending on how much you like your magic seeds.
Now, Brungus, I know that you've killed more Sire than all of us. What can you tell us about it? You know, it's drop table. What do you like about it? What is your take on Sire? I mean, you're going to be the only one here talking with any experience, so...
I killed it just a little bit over 200 times, and I mean, I'm a little bit biased because I haven't gotten any unsired, so like, I went completely in the negative. Like, I lost a lot of money, where a lot of people got like daggers and made like 40 mil off it, shit like that. But I think it costs too much to kill it effectively when you factor in all the blood barrages and super combat, stamina, Sanfew serums. You got to use like all the most expensive potions to kill it, basically. So it comes down to being like, I don't know, like 40k to kill it, and probably like 4 minutes of your time per kill, something like that. It's just like, the drops don't justify how much it costs time-wise and money-wise at this point.
Yeah, one thing that I saw on, I don't know where that I saw it actually, but I think it was Ash saying it's a lot easier to buff something, like release something, not have it be OP as fuck, and then nerf it later when that needs appropriate buffing. But I don't know, what do you guys think about that? It being fuck, I don't even know what the fuck I'm trying to say. So, do you think it's better that they will release something not OP as fuck and buff it later accordingly, as opposed to releasing something OP as hell and having to nerf it?
Because like with all the bosses, they say like, oh, it takes this long to kill it, and you know, you get this much money per hour, but they're not as good as, you know, all the other players, and they don't find the fast ways to do it and easy ways to do it. Like Zulrah is the best example of that, and that's definitely how they should be taking everything basically from PvM and skilling, is that approach to it.
Probably the best way to do it as well, because initially all the signature items that the boss drops will be the bulk of the money, rather than it being consistent GP an hour, and then over time as the unique items start to lose their value, you can introduce other items into the drop table to avoid making the boss dead content. Whereas from previous case studies like Zulrah, they just unloaded everything. It had OP Helm, OP ranged weapon, OP magic add-on, along with all this other stuff, which they probably would have been better introducing a bit later on when some of the bigger signature drops lost their value.
Alright, so as we were talking about the Zulrah there, apparently my Mackay said that they're not far away from getting the required data from the data warehouse for the possibility of a Zulrah and Wyvern drop table rework or nerf, however you want to put it. What are you expecting from that? Do you think they will actually nerf it? If they do, what kind of nerf, or to what degree of a nerf do you expect it to be?
I don't think they'll nerf either of them. And if they do, it's not going to be a big nerf. It might be like a Wyvern, you lose 100k more an hour or something. And Zulrah, just add new phases.
What I would like personally, but I don't think I'm ever going to do it, is to change the drop table to not include so many things that just turn directly into cash. Like, Wyverns basically drops like 14k coins every kill. Like, what I think might come back with the data is that Zulrah brings too much cash into the game. Either that, or they might find that it's botted too much and be able to justify a nerf or rebalance through that. That's what I kind of expect to happen. Either that, or like they're just not going to nerf it.
Yeah, I mean, you just look at this Sire table. Sire is like objectively, my opinion, I mean, it's not necessarily more difficult, but it takes longer to kill. I would say it's more difficult. I mean, Zulrah's not that difficult. Longer to kill, uses more supplies, and has a terrible drop table. But not necessarily terrible, but only terrible in comparison to Zulrah. Because Zulrah is like the benchmark that everybody uses to say, oh, this boss is shit because Zulrah is 4 times better.
Dude,
Like,
the Sire drops certain things that other bosses drop, but like less of it. Like it drops like
Yeah.
six Onyx Bolt ticks, whereas
and
like
Zulrah doesn't have a bad drop. And it drops 2 things at a time. Like, that is just so ridiculous.
That's what I think the nerf will be, that it only drops 1 thing along with the scales rather than 2 drops at a time. That's what I can see them doing. Because John C said his favourite thing about this year was Zulrah, the mechanics and the drop table for it. So I think it's going to be quite difficult to sway him to just completely destroy the drop table. Take into consideration how many skills and economies rely on Zulrah. It's ridiculous. And Zulrah's not even the root cause of it.
What would you say is then?
I'd get told off if I mentioned it.
So I think that
I can tell you, but it'll...
I think the nerf will happen for I think the nerf will happen for sure. I'm not exactly sure what to expect. I think that Zulrah needs a lot more nerfing than Wyverns do. I don't really even think Wyverns are bad. I think a lot of people really hype up Wyverns. They're not that great anymore. The drops.
I've seen them like a year ago when no one knew about them.
A year ago at this time, I was making over 800k an hour AFK with a chance of a Visage. It is a lot worse than that now. So I mean, it's just the drops have lost so much value that I don't think Wyvern nerf is that needed. Zulrah one, I think, for the better of the game, is necessary, but I think they'll definitely make some kind of nerf.
I think that one of the main factors influencing why people think that Wyverns need a nerf so much is just that the Slayer bosses above, not bosses, the monsters above it, like Abyssal Demons and Dark Beasts drop tables, are still shit.
Yeah.
I still think the drop table for Wyverns is pretty mediocre in comparison to Zulrah.
remember when they buffed Dark Beasts and they're still terrible?
Oh, that's generous.
Yeah,
They're still
like-
awful.
Like,
Moment of silence for Razor, please.
logically, Dark Beasts should be better GP per hour than Wyverns.
Yeah.
It only makes sense.
One thing that I kind of would like to like. I don't care if dark beasts are what they are, but the nerf, or I'm sorry, the buff was nothing. What do you guys think of possibly adding in like dark beast? Now stick with me here. Dark beast bones that give like the same XP as a dragon bone for prayer.
Oh, what about the ashes from like EOC? I remember
Yeah,
that.
Infernal
But that is
Ashes.
Sire in
What the hell is
2011.
that?
Black demons
They're just
and
alternative
Abbey
to boost.
demons
All
dropped
demons
infernal
drop them.
ashes,
Well,
It's cheaper
yeah.
prayer.
and it's
They were
the same.
slightly less XP. I'm pretty sure, like very slightly
It's
less.
yeah,
the same
slightly.
XP as a D-bone.
It was
No,
like
it's
60
just
for an
slightly,
ash.
but it was a lot cheaper.
But you can use them on an
significantly
altar
cheaper.
still, right?
No, the
Yeah.
thing about ashes was there was urns, and they would collect the ashes by themselves. Like if you just had the urns on there, didn't they?
Yeah, but people would still use the ashes for prayer because there was.
I wouldn't want the
cheaper.
urns. I just don't want urns in the game. But I wouldn't mind Abbey demons dropping ashes. I wouldn't pick them up and bank them. But I mean, but people would pick them up and bank them,
You
which
have
would make
the
them good GP
generation
per
of
hour.
Abbey demon bots coming back.
You're just mad about
And-
D-bones costing so much.
Yeah,
a
and
decent
demons would
amount,
be
yeah.
better if
Dude, I would
black
love
demons and Abbey
ashes.
demons dropped ashes.
Do you guys
Also,
think
it's
that?
faster on the ecto. You don't have to ground up the ashes.
You need pot, whatever though. I think it only
Yeah,
works
you
for
just
burn.
need slime.
Do you guys think that dark beasts are too AFK to warrant a good drop table?
That and the XP is really good. So
Yeah, balancing issues, of course. will
I
always
think
be
his
a
drop
problem.
table is honestly fine for the XP and how easy the task is, in my opinion.
Okay. Okay. Alright, so the max cape is supposed to be coming sometime soon. It's set to be released and it's not going to be customizable or best in slot anything. They still have to pull it having all the skill cape perks. But as of now, it's not best in slot anything and it's not customizable. What are your thoughts on it not having any of those features? What are you looking for? What is a perfect max cape to you?
Well, I think that both of those things, like it being customizable and having like stats, are going to come in the future, and they're just trying to like find a consensus in the community on like how to do that. I mean, the customizable color is obviously like it's just color, but the stats of it, I think, is something that is kind of hard for the community to decide on. I think they're kind of agreeing on it's being where you use a cape on it and it gets the stats. I think that's what's going to end up
Yeah.
it being.
The question is, should it be? Yes. Will it be? No. Because people don't want to go out of the way to get a best in slot item.
Was it pulled already for that though?
It was pulled to have the stats of a fire cape, and it failed.
So you think it would fail
I
if they
think-
pulled adding a cape
was-
to it to give it the
Was it
stats?
Kieran who said that that was what they were leaning towards? Was it Ronan? Leaning towards
Probably
doing that
Kieran.
whole- using a cape on it to get the desired effect.
I thought it
You
was
think it would-
Ash on
you
the
think it would
Q&A last
fail?
week said that.
I read it on Reddit.
Well, Ash in the Q&A said that he would prefer... Someone brought up brought up customizable colors on Max Cape, and Ash said he would rather do it so you can change the color by using different capes on it. So it would be an
Yeah.
orange cape with a fire cape. That way you could tell the stats of the Max Cape if you're fighting somebody else.
I think that's the best of both worlds, to be totally honest.
But, I mean, since they're doing this whole... Max Cape has all the skill cape perks. That takes away any chance of it ever having fire cape stats.
I think it'd be incredibly silly if it didn't have all the perks, but that's just me.
I'd be okay if
But
it
it can
had
have all the perks and fire cape stats.
if it
I
had
know.
if it had 2 perks and fire cape stats. That'd be pretty OP, I think.
If the cape doesn't look good and doesn't have any stats, I'm not gonna use it. It's gonna make me sad. Because I wanna go bandos crashing with it. Yeah, that's like my main purpose for it.
I guess it's a cape. At least it's a cape.
Are
I
you
just want
guys?
something that's unique from everyone else. Like
Yeah.
all different colours, I guess. You stand out from everyone else, so that's what I'd want.
What
Gonna shock some
is
people.
what is everyone's ideal cape like? What kind of effects would you want on it? Anything like that?
I do a backflip.
What if you got to choose? You want all the perks or you want fire cape stats?
Fire cape stats.
I'd rather
No,
have.
no. You can go between them.
Oh, okay.
You can use a fire. Like by default, it has all the the normal
It
red.
should just
the
open
normal
an
red cape.
interface, and you'd have a little tick next to what cape you want it to have on.
No, you shouldn't be able to change it without having the other cape you want in your inventory.
Yeah.
I think we
The
can all
default
agree
max
that
cape would have the perks, and then you can use a fire cape on it, and it'll take away the perks, and you get fire cape stats.
I think we can all agree that it's kind of all irrelevant though, because the most important part is obviously the emote.
Yeah.
Oh yes, can't forget about
And
that.
I ain't wearing this thing. It could give fire cape stats. I haven't got a good emote. I'm sorry. Not even waste my time.
No, they
on
would
it.
have to worry about doing fire capes again because you use the fire cape on it. You would lose the fire cape still because it's part of it's attached to the max cape. That's why people voted no to it having stats. Like I don't think people would vote no to making you use a cape to get the stats.
Yeah. That seems the most logical way of going about it without people getting salty.
I have no plans on buying it until it becomes either customizable or best in slot something. I'm not gonna spend 2.2 mil on a cosmetic fuck that I'm not even gonna use. I like
I'm
the.
gonna buy 2 of them.
Yeah, make sure you get your
Probably
placeholder.
would find 2 of them as well.
I don't think the cape looks great, but I like the fire cape a lot. I'll still use it.
Don't you just wish you had your bank standards to do? Have your full lumberjack with a max cape?
Well, I am doing fire making right now with lumberjack, Santa, and stuff. I look good right now. Doing a little bit of imbue as well, learning how to do this shit.
Just click it. It's pretty hard.
Yeah, click a mouse. Alright, let's move on though. Skill cape perks. They're supposed to be pulled soon, and they wanna, as Trance mentioned, they wanna have the max cape have all the skill cape perks. Do you think that would be way too OP, or what do you think?
I'm not really sure for like the max cape, if it'll be OP or not. But the skill cape perks, the ones that stand out for me are the thieving one for like skillers and the cooking one, where you don't burn anything.
Mm-hmm.
That'll be pretty useful for level 3s as well. I don't think it'll make much difference to me, to be honest.
I think that if the cape had now, I just think that having all of those perks would be pretty OP. I don't fucking know, like, they just are trying to give us 200 mil capes. That is my answer.
I don't think it'll be OP, but I don't see them to be good in the first place.
Will any of them contrast to the point where it's just like incredibly overpowered to have them all like? Because a skill cape that signifies 99 in all skills to not have the bonuses of wearing a skill cape for that 99 in the skill just seems silly to me. I don't know if that's just me.
I still think the Slayer one, like, it's not ridiculously OP, and I know you can't just like do it every day, but it's still, I would train it as a daily. I would train Slayer until I get a task I want to double up on, and then wait till tomorrow to train Slayer again.
Like, that's not really overpowered though.
It change, like, I mean, it is.
No, not to the not as much as it was before. Before you could have nothing but like smoke devils or Abyssal Demons is a
It's the same
task like
thing.
over and over. Not really, because you actually have to do
Yeah, it
Slayer. It doesn't become a daily thing to where
It is.
not
It is.
every single task you're doing isn't gonna fucking be one
But even if
overpowered
you had the daily
task.
smoke doubles, you would still eventually have to train Slayer normally. But here you train Slayer normally every day, but then you still get to double up every day. It's the same thing.
I don't think it's as OP.
I think it's exactly as OP.
It's not as
For a
it's
serious
not
player.
it's not as much of a daily as it once was.
More of a daily. Because you have to train Slayer for like several hours to get the task you want to double up on.
That's not really a fucking daily if you have to spend
Yes, it is.
hours and hours doing it to get something out of it.
I don't like it.
I don't really see like any of them to be very overpowered. Most of them are just kind of like tiny little buffs or like teleports, and some of them are actually completely useless. Like, was it fletching when you like get a knife by cooking it? Like,
Yeah,
ridiculous.
do it.
But if they were to add all of them at the same time to the Maxscape, I don't really think there'd be anything that could be like abused. I guess like none of them in combination would probably do anything.
Yeah, that's what I was
But-
thinking, really.
Can
But,
you get
like-
a hammer from it?
If you right clicked it, would you get like 17 options in the drop down
Yeah.
menu? Like, like you had all the teleports and like
There have to be like a
get
click
knife,
here for more
get thing,
options
like
thing. No, you operate it, and then there's like options, and then click here for more options, and then click here for more options.
yeah. But yeah, I guess that's my opinion. I don't really think it's a big deal.
Alright. This is a question I got sent on Twitter. So what are your guys' opinions on people? Now, I didn't hear the first guy here, but his name is Zayman and Wilson and other guys who are buying out items, especially ones that are newer to RuneScape. They mentioned that that it was being done to like the bludgeon, the dagger, primordial boots. Wilson has like all the third age, but they said that like group merching was like a bannable offense. What do you guys think about solo merchers having that much money to control a market? Do you think they should take any action against that, or nah? You know, like what's just your whole opinion?
They could make it so they could just seriously reduce limits on those items. I mean, I don't know what the limits are, but it's probably like maybe 5 third age. They can make it 1 per 4 hours. Or they could. I don't know if it's like combined third age for the limit, but if it's not, they can make it so all third age share a limit, so that not one person can buy as many they want.
But
And maybe
these
for like new
people-
items, they could. For like newer items, they could also have a more restrictive limit for like the first week or two that they're out.
Well, they could just make a whole bunch of alt accounts or stand in World 2 or something. And
That would
buy
be
them
group
that
merching
way.
then.
Yeah, it's still solo. It's just the same guy.
Yeah, but then it's a reportable offense in that case, right?
It still doesn't matter to me. Let him do it. Well, also, if you kill the boss, it's going to be more profitable for the first week. So that's a plus.
I don't really care, to be honest.
I think they would have to make it like a really clear rule because I mean they did say that you can't like
Price
do that when
manipulate.
the GE first came out. Yeah, they'd have to like make an announcement and say like this is against the rules before they could do anything. I think because they haven't really laid down the law on like anybody yet for that, as far as I know. But I think the reasoning behind it is that it's like I'm reading people in the chat saying like it's their money and it's theirs to spend, but like the reason it's against the rules is because it hinders other people's experience. Like if the item is just skyrocketing, then some people just like can't buy it, or if they do buy it, they lose a bunch of money. So it's like it's ruining other people's experience with the game, and that's why it's against the rules. And I mean the team's just probably not aware of who these like people are and what they're doing. To be honest, though.
Do you think there's anything wrong with doing it with like controlling a market like that?
Yeah, I think there is because of how it messes
In the
up
real
other
world,
people.
monopolies are against the law.
Yeah, there's that
That's
too. But
effectively
like,
what it is.
yeah, it ruins other people's experience. So I think it is against the rules, or it should be.
Okay, I really don't I don't mind more power to them for both being that smart and that wealthy. I think that's to have a monopoly on an item or two or three is, I think that's incredible. And shit, it's I see nothing wrong with it, but I thought it was an interesting topic because like people like let's just take some of the rich players for example. They have more money than like a merch clan could have, like sitting on like 16 mil. That's a lot of fucking money. You could control the market a lot more than like 50 noobs could. Nothing wrong with it, I don't think.
Yeah, I think they've definitely earned the right to spend the money on what they want. Join a monopoly or even an oligopoly is just, more power to you if you've actually got the wealth to monopolize the market.
Yeah, nothing wrong with the monopoly. Even though some people don't really agree with it. But
It's kind of... Would it be selfish to say, oh, that person's got all of this item? That's not fair. They earned all the money to buy that item. It's not fair.
I don't think so. I think
It's unfair to say that.
Well, some people only play RuneScape to merch. They don't care about like leveling and stuff.
Merching and like having a monopoly on an item are two different things, though.
I know Wilson owns a lot of the elite third age market. I think the fact that he's been able to make money to own the majority of that market solely through flipping is impressive, and that he deserves the right to spend his money on what he wants to spend it on.
so apparently this is not one of the more recent Q&As. Nice Helm is an improved Zerker Helm with a prayer bonus. On the Q&A they talked about having that apply to an Archer and Farseer Helm. What do you think about that as an update? Do you think it would be useful at all? What is your opinion on it?
It's interesting, but I have no idea if it's going to be useful. I don't use any of the helmets, to be honest, so...
I don't really see a reason why not, I guess. I mean, if it's just adding like a +3 prayer to like Farseer and Archer Helm, but I like probably maybe once a month see someone wearing either of those helms. So, I mean, there's way better helms out there. I mean, obviously Slayer Helm. I don't know. No one really wears those, so I guess maybe they might if they have +3 prayer, but I don't see how it would be any different. Like,
I don't think it's gonna affect me unless they... You know how the Net's helm makes you hit higher? Unless the Archer's helm and other helm made you hit higher as well, that's the only time I'll see them useful. Which is strange when I know armor does that for range and mage.
I don't think people even use the Farseer and Archer helms to begin with, and if all they do is add a prayer bonus, I don't think people will use them still, so...
Yeah, I think it would be kind of dumb. In theory, it sounds like, oh, sure, why not? If the community wants it, sure. But I really don't like the idea of that as an update. It doesn't seem useful at all. Alright, so now let's, I'm going to start talking about Runefest for quite some time here. So, first question we got is, did any of you guys or someone you know go to Runefest? Let's see. Someone asked who was representing Hexus. We had one member go. Her name is Ashley. She was there for us. And she had like a little name tag, and it said like Ashley Hexus skilling #1 skilling clan. But would you guys ever attend Runefest in the future after kind of watching what goes on there?
I could never at this point in my life justify spending like $3,000 to go there because I'm in the US, but I would like to go because it looks pretty cool, but I definitely need a little more old school content to really enjoy it. Maybe more like demos or like kind of like how they did Dead Man Mode demo and stuff like that. Maybe more kind of demo stuff to do or along those lines. But I'd look to go if they had more old school stuff and it was cheaper for me or affordable.
No, I'd never go. They all seem too awkward on the stage. Like for me to spend that money and just watch them just be awkward on stage, just no.
I wouldn't attend Runefest. I don't want to go, but I would say go to Ashley for telling me I was Yuri approved once. The only thing I really care about here.
I didn't go, wouldn't go. I think there is a huge, it's way too much money. I think bring Runefest to Chicago, do it. But
Yes, Matt K likes the idea.
does he really?
Yeah, but I mean he doesn't
Matt
decide
K.
what happens. But he said he liked the idea like a while ago when I asked him about it.
So much money to go though.
Not for me and Randy.
It'd be a half an hour drive for us. I wouldn't go unless it was in America. Well, I guess it then leads us into the next question. What changes would have to be made to RuneFest to make you want to go next year?
Make it free? Yeah, I'd go then if it was in Chicago.
Just more old school. It was evident from the stream that it was the most popular panel, and it only lasted 30 minutes. I can't justify spending money to just go and watch something that I'll understand for 30 minutes.
How far away do you live from?
That's
Jagged?
hosted in the north. That's hosted in the southeast, and I'm in the northwest. So, like, fully across the country, I could still get there for like $80 though on a train.
I'd probably go if it was $80. And
Yeah, if it was in the U.S. and it was like less than $200, like Chicago for me would be like a $200 maybe max $300 flight. I'd probably do that. Or I would maybe I still probably wouldn't go, but I would more seriously consider going to London if they had if the old school had their whole day, like a separate stage the whole day.
Yeah, because it used to span over 2 days, and this one was the first one that only lasted one. If they had 1 day forestry and 1 day for old school, it'd be a lot better.
Yeah.
Attract a lot more people.
I mean, if it was really anywhere in America, I'd be all for going. I wouldn't. I think Chicago, New York, and like Los Angeles would be like the 3 most likely places for it to be. But I think Los Angeles would be the least likely of those 3. I would go if it was in America. I would also want to make sure that you know what? Actually, I'm kind of scared to go. I don't want to get my account permanently banned for any reason. So I don't.
Which lead us to our next question.
well, the next question here is
Is success question, right?
that one's not now.
No, you're lying.
Well, you just brought it up, so I'm gonna ask it.
All right, ask the damn
Success?
question.
Success, who's rank 10 or was rank 10 in RS3, and almost lost, who is rank 7 in RS3, got into a physical altercation at the night before party. Success claims it was self-defense and said it wasn't over RuneScape, and he ended up getting his account banned. He had 5.2 bill. And the question is, do you agree with the decision to have his account permanently banned, even though it was at a real-life event?
I think it is absolutely ridiculous that his account is permanently banned. To me, it's not a matter. It's not a matter of are they allowed to ban him for that? I don't think it's right to ban him for that. It's
It's
way.
just none of
It's.
their concern, is it? It's not associated with the event whatsoever.
I think it's.
Was the night before party, was that like...
That wasn't hosted by them.
Oh. It was just
They
like a
just
meetup, they just meet
intervened.
about this club? Something?
That's like me taking a shit on Trance's doorstep and they banning me for doing that. It's got nothing to do with them.
Yeah, they should just let the police deal with it.
Yeah, funny that he went to the Jagex mods to tell on him and not the police. What do you think about that?
Like, how do they know, okay, not to be like, but to play devil's advocate, how do they know it was him? I could show up, say I'm Randalicious, and punch Chris Archie in the face, and then would they ban me? Like, what do they do? just to play devil's advocate here.
Maybe I will go to Runefest.
Yeah, but I mean, I totally agree. Like, unless he was screaming my name, like, even if he was screaming my name is success,
That's really narcissistic.
but really, like, you don't know, like, how can you prove that that's actually him? It's,
They got him in handcuffs and said, I demand you log into your Runescape so you know who you are.
and I think it's absolutely ridiculous. I don't think he should be banned at all. It has nothing to fucking do with RuneScape.
I think I agree that he shouldn't have, like, if I were to take a side, but I can kind of understand why they would do it. Because, I mean, for one, it was at, like, their event or whatever. Well, I guess not.
Well, it wasn't hosted by them or anything like that.
But basically, probably their idea was that they don't want people like that in their community and ban them from the game because they don't want someone who does physical violence at their events. I don't know. I think they're...
Like, I do
understand why, but
understand like they're kind of using him as an example to set a precedent moving forward. Like, don't come here to
Wait,
fuck
he's a
around.
P-mod? You a P-mod? Brungus? Someone in chat said he's a P-mod.
I don't know.
I don't think so. But I just think that's, to me, ridiculous. I cannot imagine how pissed off he is about it. On his Twitter, he said it wasn't RuneScape related, so fuck knows what it was actually about. But,
Just hope it was worth the 9,000 hours.
man, it was more than that. But yeah, that's shitty. Alright, let's move up back then to where we were. After Runefest, the official RuneScape, not the old school, but like the RS3 Twitter sent out a straw poll, if someone can link that, asking people what their favorite part of Runefest was. 87% of the votes were something that was related to old school content, even though old school made up less than 30% of Runefest. What are you guys' thoughts on this?
I think...
Also, highlight the fact that it was on the RS3 Twitter account, not the old school one.
Yeah, it wasn't biased. It was tweeted by the RuneScape Twitter account. But I think it's kind of a little embarrassing, to say the least, I think, that, like, basically the vast majority of people there enjoyed old school session more, and it was much less... It was ridiculously, like, less about old school than RS3. I just think if that doesn't open their eyes that they should maybe give a few more hours to old school, then I don't know what else really will.
Yeah, I mean, I don't even follow the Twitter because they post nothing but RS3 junk on it. But I think that should be a huge sign, you know, hey, stop giving a fuck about RS3. Or at least give old school some time on the air. Let them see, hey, I guess old school is pretty fucking popular. We shouldn't focus everything on RS3. But it's
I mean,
yeah, go ahead.
they have to know that old school is a lot more popular than what they give it. Like, there's more people. Like, half the community play old school, so they know old school the old school community represents a larger portion than what they give it at Runefest, you know. But because RS3 has like 5-6 times more JMods, they have more things they at Runefest than old school could. Like, even if they gave the old school team two or 3 more hours, what would they talk about?
Yeah, they gave us an hour slot and they only used 30 minutes of it.
Yeah.
So is that in combination with, from a business point of view, would you promote a game that you make significantly less money off? Whereas RS3's got all the microtransactions and stuff. You know, shove that in your face, whereas old school's just got bombs.
I got a few friends who play RS3, but they don't want to come over to old school because they have to start over, and a few of the things they like about the conveniency of RS3 just isn't here, like nodes. I mean, well, lodestones and just everything's so easy. But they don't like RS3.
They just basically need to give us some more, what's the word now? I'm blank.
Staff.
No, recognition, I guess.
Oh.
I really think that Runefest should be longer than a day. That, to me, is just... apparently it used to be longer, but having it being just a one-day thing, I really don't like that. Do you guys think it should be 2 days, 3 days?
Like a whole week.
A whole... I don't know what the hell you could do to take up a whole week.
What would you do in a week?
You know, just a few days of partying and
I just don't think there's enough content for old school to have so much time, because, I mean, there's only like 12 people as opposed to like the entire RuneScape 3 team who are all working on their own things and have like a million things to show. Like, old school has like, this is what we're doing in the next year, because they already have it planned out because there's only 12 of them.
They could have a role-playing day.
Man, speaking of role-playing,
cosplay day?
oh man, the costume that those people were wearing, that's, I think those people are nerdy as fuck. That girl there.
Dedication.
No bullying, please.
Some of the outfits they were wearing was so intricate. They must have spent months upon months preparing them.
The guy...
They interviewed him and he was like, yeah, I've been doing this for like 8 months or something.
Oh my god. The guy you're talking about the guy who won?
Yeah, the guy who won, they said, how did you get this? Like, where have you come from? And he said, I come from Holland. And they said, how did you get this on a plane? He said, I used my pack yak. But it took him ages to prepare that.
How much do you think he spent on it?
It's justifiable. Oh, God knows.
How much time do you think he spent as, like, actual time, not like how much planning and...
Probably like 100 hours.
Jesus.
Ridiculous.
Cause that, like, his shit did look nice as hell.
But he started making it and it was the best armor in the game, and by the time he finished it, it was already outdated and dead content.
What armor was it?
I got RS3.
I don't know what it was either.
Like Torva?
I'll show up in my reindeer hat and swoop in and steal the golden gnome.
Alright, so...
I show up with just a reindeer hat.
With a pair of boxes.
But like, when you're on stage, just keep bending down for no reason. Like,
Oh no, this is Trance on
what you
stage.
doing? Snow.
Yeah.
That's Trance.
People ask you, what are you doing? Fish.
Alright, so also in Runefest they talked about the first phase of Zeah, which since sailing has failed, the first phase is planned for January of 2016. In this phase they have some Game of Thrones sort of theme where you pick a family and you get the benefits from that family. If you guys are going to have to look up in the picture there to see everything, there's a lot of information about that. But what do you think? Do you kind of like the idea of picking your family and getting benefits from that? What family seems the most attractive to you?
They explicitly said that any content that will be like the best method XP per hour wise will be pulled separately. So I'm not sure any of these will actually have a use for like for me, but I think a lot of them could be good just for the average player. Would be fun, like I don't know, like a cool like skilling mini game that would be a lot of fun for a lot of people, and I think that's a good thing. I don't like the idea of the families. I mean, I know you can switch between them, but I'm not sure how long it's going to take to get the favor you need to get the rewards, and have to switch to another family and you keep doing that. I don't know.
I don't mind the idea. It seems interesting, I guess. The best one out of all them, though, is gotta be the farming, herbal, or hunting one and stuff like that. It's obviously got the most benefits out of there, so...
Yeah, I think the idea is alright. Not really. I don't think I'm at a point anymore where I'm hyped about anything about Zeah. None of the content to me is like, damn, I really can't wait for that shit to come out. I think I was at that point a while ago, but I guess, yeah, last year maybe, after the Runefest, but I mean, it's still a year later and we've seen nothing of it, so kind of losing interest in it. Nothing to me strikes me as being something that will be awesome. But I think I gotta agree with the farming, herbal, or hunting, cooking one being the one that looks most attractive, just because there's so many fucking skills on there compared to the others. I think the combat one may also have some things on it, like I think that one could end up being the second best family just overall though. But initial look, the one that has crafting, cooking, hunter, farming, all that shit, I think there's a lot of benefits that you could possibly end up getting from all of that.
I'm looking at the rune crafting and magic one because it's a new spellbook, but if the new spellbook's horrible, it'll make it all horrible then. I don't care about all the other ones. The combat one, you get a new combat ground. I don't want that either. But if a new spellbook can like help me at God Wars and stuff, I'll probably always be on that book then.
I just don't like any of it. Ruins the old school feel. It's been a while since I've said that.
I'm pretty mixed on the update in general, but if I were to like pick one, the new spellbook probably will have a lot of new benefits for a lot of stuff. So if that's the case, I'll do that one just for the new spellbook. But there's also the one that's like farming, herbal, hunting, all that stuff, which has a lot of probably new items to it, which means a good opportunity to make a lot of money probably. And the combat one seems pretty cool because of the new, I guess, monsters you can probably kill. But I don't really like the idea of policing the city to help keep order. That just sounds kind of...
Sounds like my career path.
Well, yeah.
Alright, so moving on then. This topic is the golden gnomes that they gave out. Did you watch them? And what is just your opinion on everyone who won a gnome? Do you think there's anyone who was robbed? Do you think the people who were awarded them were worthy of it?
I only got to watch like the last half of them, so I missed several of them. But one thing I didn't like about it was that they only nominated like 3 people for each thing, where I think a lot of people would have been very happy to be recognized by getting nominated, and I just find that kind of dumb. Like, there's just a lot of people out there that probably would have been really happy to see that they were nominated, but there's only like 3 nominees for each thing. And well, for one thing, I think Automology should have won the best guide one over Mammal, and I think you guys probably all agree with me on that. And I think Kiefer's reaction should have won because, I mean, one, it was pretty awesome. Like, you could just tell how like ridiculously happy he was, and that was
trying to get it for like a year and a half.
Yeah, that was like the longest running old school like series I think like ever, it was almost like 2 years of him doing that, and he finally completed it and was like so ridiculously happy about it. I really think he should have won.
That was for best RuneScape series.
That was
Dream
for
moment,
best.
wasn't it?
That was best like stream moment
I
/
think
reaction or something.
Skill Specs got it with the 73.
Really?
Yeah, based on popularity, because that wasn't even that funny.
Wow.
I was very disappointed to see that Automology didn't win one though. He was nominated for 2. He didn't win either of them. It was Best Old School Guide and Best Old School Series.
Yeah, he definitely should have won something. He's
I think he
one
was
of the better
definitely
YouTubers
worthy
out
of
there right
winning
now.
at least one of them.
I didn't really watch any of the Golden Gnomes, but I had like a couple of people who got the nominated and stuff like that. So
Congratulations to Forsberg for getting 2. Also found it quite funny that these servers won an award.
Oh yeah.
The IT team.
I mean, they said they keep the servers up when they go down, but I don't know where they've been.
On vacation. I think that Aubrey or Autumn Elegy, Aubrey, whichever one you want to call him, I think he is by far the best guide maker on YouTube. No one comes close. Like a poor guide by him is better than any guide anyone ever does. Popularity contest. I've watched a few videos by the guy who won it. I watched a How to Kill Wyverns guide. I think I spotted 17 things that he was doing incorrectly on how to kill wyverns.
You actually counted that many?
What can you do wrong?
Hyperboles were used.
Just like
Wrong gear, wrong tank, wrong indent.
just everything about it. Like literally, not a single thing that he had was correct. Besides, I think he had a whip. That was the only thing that he didn't do wrong. And hearing that this guy won a gnome for best guides, I think that is just awful. Shit, Aubrey's got guys on every single skill efficiently. Like, this isn't some shit like how to kill a fucking wyvern. We got shit on every single skill. What is the most efficient way to train every single skill and at what level? And just everything about his shit is just so much better.
I want to shout out to his skills order to max, like what skills do in order to max video. That's like one of my favorite guides. Yeah, it's really good.
I'm disappointed that Trickool's All You Need to Know About the RD Roof course didn't get nominated. I'm disappointed in you.
But Aubrey's got absolutely robbed of that golden gnome. He deserved it. He knows he deserved it. And
He got nominated, so.
I mean, I think if I was him, I would have rather not been nominated than to have been nominated and to lose to
Until loss.
Yeah,
then to
nomination
lose.
is a great recognition, even though he didn't win. Like I still think he was probably very grateful to be nominated.
Like who votes on this shit? Who decides this?
Just
I bet
popularity.
Ronan does.
Archie, I think Archie did.
Oh, good fucking lord.
Well, he read off the cards and everything, so I just assumed he got a part in that. I don't know.
Did he manage all right?
I can't remember. Probably.
does anyone know why that Eggbeard got a golden gnome? Is
Because he's got red hair.
that the only reason why?
I think that's a good enough reason.
Yeah, but
No, I really don't know though. But let me just say it one more time. Aubrey was robbed of that gnome. Should have gotten it. If I was Mammal, or if I was anyone who, man, nah, just fuck. He deserved it. Alright, so another thing that they mentioned about Runefest was the New quest. New quest is Monkey Madness 2. They said they're planning to pull this in February. Pretty much what they're talking about it is like it looks as if there's going to be some new kind of demon thing that we'd probably be able to use as like a Slayer task or something. Want to know which one of you idiots removed my image that I had on here talking about this. But there was also a picture of what it looked like as well. But do you think this will be relevant at all to you, just besides getting back a quest cape?
Well, yeah, if it's gonna be something like the D skim used to be best for strength chain. Well, no, the SS was. But if it's anything good like Dragon Claws, hopefully, yeah, I would do the quest in a heartbeat.
Hopefully.
Yeah, hopefully, Dragon Claws.
I'll probably just get the quest cape back because I like my quest cape as my first cape. It just seemed to be sprung out of nowhere though. There was no... I swear this came bottom of the priority poll.
Yeah, no one gave a fuck
Getting
about
introduced
a new quest.
Other things that supposedly took priority over it, but regardless I'll still probably do it because I like my quest cape.
Hopefully it's high level content.
People still shout for new quests, like, on the daily, though. Probably get a lot of complaints about it. But, personally, I actually do enjoy, like, quest lines and, like, the stories that are told through quest lines, so I think it's pretty cool that they're going to continue Monkey Madness, which is one of the quests that are, like, kind of dropped off at the end, where there's supposed to be, like, a sequel. So I think it's pretty cool.
Do they have anything like this in RS3?
Nope.
Do No Evil.
No, I don't think they finished Monkey Madness.
No, Do No Evil was the sequel to it, wasn't it?
I don't know.
We
I
have to
stopped
go
doing
around the
quests
desert
in, like,
and kill the 3
2010.
different elemental monkey things. That quest was a bitch. You have to run through the desert using ice barrage on a fucking lollipop.
And it could introduce more useful content. There could be like maybe new chinning area, or I remember during a stream they mentioned something about a new type of demon that you unlock, you can kill after the quest. Maybe those will have a good drop, or maybe there'll be a Slayer task or something. Could be
Tormented demons.
The tortured demons,
Yeah.
which means Dragon Claws confirmed.
I'd like it to be, the reward to be a really nice Slayer task, nice fat multi-combat zone, you know, something like that. I'll do it just cause, you know, keep the quest
You have to
cape
redo the diary
intact.
to block.
Yeah, you would have to redo that part for the diary, but like, you'd already have it complete, so I don't think you'd have to redo that diary, but it would just make the diary harder to get.
I'll definitely be doing the quest when it comes out. I enjoy quests, so I'll be getting my quest cape back. And didn't they say for the rewards, like you'll get like a new farming pack?
I think
they
it
said
said it
that.
was going to introduce some high-level content. If someone didn't delete my picture that I had on here, we would probably know a little bit more information. Alright, we just talked about the success thing. Another thing that was mentioned at Runefest was a Fight Cave expansion offering a new best-in-slot cape. Alfred tweeted saying that he expects no one to beat the Fight Cave within the first month after release. So, I mean, do they kind of have an idea what they're already doing? Is it already in development? But what are your expectations for the expansion, and what do you think about Alfred? Do you think he's exaggerating his claim, or what?
You'll definitely know it's going to be done the same day it comes out, and it'll be done by one defense pures the same day as well. So
They said that with the fight kill when that came out. They said they'd be surprised if anyone could do it, and like one of the first people to get the cape was a 1 defense pure.
Yeah.
The first person to get the cape was Castle Wars, I think. Or maybe Woots, I can't remember.
Yeah, I don't really care about this too much. I guess new best in slot is nice, but it's not really important to me at all.
Did mention that they wanted to plan on or something like that. They don't want it to be a melee cape, basically. They want it to be best in slot range / mage cape. That doesn't mean they might pull it and they might say, okay, let's just make it a strength cape, but it won't be useful if it's that. Then why would I need that? I mean, for me, people will get it, but I do think they're exaggerating the month. Like somebody will be the first day. No, like guaranteed.
I mean, no one in the office could kill Zulrah. And people were
killing it in under a minute.
Yeah.
Well, I just hope the new capes make you hit higher. Or something like that, because I always like hitting higher. And I hope they look good, because a green fire cape, that I don't think that'll look good. Like if anything, they gotta be cosmetic.
I think the month is definitely exaggerated. Maybe 2 days at best. Like, if it's really that hard, maybe 2 days, but I wouldn't be surprised if someone beat it in the first 24 hours.
I wouldn't be surprised if someone beat it on their first try.
Yeah.
It might take me
The
3
first try, I don't think so. They might do like 2 jads and stuff at the same time, like Flank Killing was. It's not
Ooh,
that easy.
scary.
When Fight Killing came out, Omar Castle Wars did it on his first try.
He did it on his first try, really?
Yeah.
Alright, never mind then.
It
Probably
took
day
me,
one.
Pretty
it took
decent
me
job
3
out of it
tries
as
to
well.
make Helm cape.
If there's anything like the kiln, it's just going to be piss easy, because they scare you with 2 jabs and it's just like, oh, it's only 1 jab and safe spot the other. If it's anything like jab, it'll just be a joke. I think any competent human being can flick.
Except for Australians.
Shout out to Jicklum.
And Jicklin.
But really, you could just food glitch it.
No, Ging's got a fire cape, so Australian thing is not an excuse.
Alright. Another update that they talked about at Runefest was the Superior Garden. In the Superior Garden, they want to have things like a spirit tree, a fairy ring, a restoration pool, which will restore your special attack, prayer, and run energy. That one seems pretty fucking OP to me. But then they said lots more.
It's not as
and
if they've got anything like that in game at the moment, have we?
You wouldn't require someone else to do it, pointing
It'd be
to
much
the dual
faster.
arena.
That's the point.
Yeah.
Way faster.
What are you talking about?
Clan Wars doesn't give you spec.
Oh,
And-
I didn't read. Sorry, my bad.
Yeah.
So,
That'd be stupid over for like ragging. Just
Oh,
jump
yeah.
in there and go and
Absolutely.
get your Gmail spec up. It sounds cool, but definite balancing.
do you think there's any other suggestions that you have for them? And what do you think about them trying to add a whole lot of stuff to this? I mean, there really is like an endless amount of possibilities that they can do in a house, I think.
I would love
I
all
like-
the new things in my house. I would just have to redecorate my house.
Well, they're having the... I'm sorry, go ahead.
I'm gonna say, I think people would use the restoration pool as long as it didn't cost too much money, because it would be a faster way to restore your stats, and you get
It costs
your
magic
special
stones
attack
and
back,
shit.
which is Claymores doesn't do that, so.
I think with the restoration pool, they should, like, you click on it and then it just, like, takes the amount of time it would take to, like, duel someone or run from the duel ring teleport spot to the Clan Wars portal. Like, it would take that amount of time so it doesn't have too much of an effect on both, like, PKing with, like, spec and...
Or you just jump in and jump on, and then
boss
it's
kills.
ongoing
And-
healing for like
And what
until
level
everything's
construction?
100%.
They didn't mention any level for that. I would assume a superior garden. John,
So
if you
it'll be
hear
about
me,
75.
it better be higher than your elite fucking Rex for the diary. I want a 90 con rec on a
Yeah,
superior
90.
garden.
90 construction seems so good.
Yeah.
Speaking of which, I hope they have really high farming requirements for like Fairy Ring and Spirit Tree and shit like that too. I'd like
Oh
to see
yeah,
that.
absolutely.
No one really trains construction, so it's going to be rare to see raggers with this anyways.
Guy in the chat says Portal to have a 10-minute cooldown. It's a pretty good idea.
Oh,
Good.
I
No
do
cooldown.
like that. That would
No
be.
cooldown.
Please tweet the
That would
mods
be
and tell
cool.
them that.
They could either also be thingy, what do you call it, the altars, so the astral.
Oh yeah,
possibly
yeah. An altar to where you
that
can
would
switch your
someplace and-
an altar to where you
Yeah.
can switch your magic.
Well, the achievement gallery plans on having that.
Yeah,
You look at the
that
next
was
thing.
like
That's a
have
nice
like
question.
the jar collection, your skill cape carpet.
Yeah, so the achievement gallery is another expansion to a player-owned house, and it'll give you an altar to switch spell books, achievement logs, which has like a clue scroll counter, boss log, slayer log, that can be viewed by guests, mounted skill capes, a jewelry box which will have unlimited teleports to various like various jewelry things. Like they got like games necklace, ring of dueling. A boss lair display case, which is finally a place to put your jars of nuts to use. I know that they said that some of those had like an actual use in the game, but no one had discovered what it was. So I hope
They did not say that. What?
I've heard John say it before.
Every jar.
I think he was
has a
referring
unique
to
use,
the
I
Jar of
thought.
Souls in Bodhi.
No, I
Yeah.
think all of them have a unique use.
The jar of sand has a unique use.
What does the jar of sand do?
We don't know. No one's ever found out what it is.
I'm going to use it on a storm in the kilowatts layer. It's a sandstorm.
Or use it on a sandstorm.
I wouldn't
as a
doubt
big
that
golem,
happens somewhere in the game.
That boaty one was... Oh,
Right. And then there's gonna also be a skill cape carpet. What do you think about all this kind of stuff?
I think I'll make corping more convenient. You can go there, recover your spec and everything, and then use your mounted games necklace to go back to corp. Wait, no, you got a bank still, huh? Yeah, but I don't use food there anyways.
I like all this stuff. I'm pretty sure that's their intention, but I hope it's all like really high level to give construction like a real incentive to get it past like a gilded altar, which is like 70 something. But
60 something. Leave it at 69
plus
and
the
you're
boost.
fine.
Sure, yeah. But I mean, the altar to switch books is definitely probably the most useful thing out there, and jewelry box is kind of as long as it's like a really high level requirement. And then the rest of the stuff is kind of cosmetic. I think the clue or the achievement log thing, where people can view your boss, slayer log, clue scroll counter, all that kind of stuff, is really cool. But everything else is basically like a cosmetic sort of just cool looking thing, and no real effect on anything with that.
It all looks like decent content, but all we need now is like a bank chest in his house and we'll be set.
I really like the skill cape carpet for some reason, but I kind of really like that. Been waiting on the ability to put in like an altar to change your spellbook for a while. It's not going to be difficult for them to do at all because they already have done that in those tournament worlds. All they have to do is just flop the code over to a fucking house. Mounted skill capes, I mean, how many mounts are we going to actually get? Is it just... I imagine it only being one mount, and you'd be able to like mount a max cape, for example. I don't think it'll be something to where you could like just
Why would
fill...
you mount a cape when you can wear a cape?
Well, shit, I don't know. I mean, I imagine it being just like one mount that you can make. Not like my bedroom where I have all this Viking shit all around. You're not going to be able to cover your walls like that. I like the idea of a boss lair display case. I mean, yeah, cosmetic, but nothing wrong with it. Achievement gallery, I think, is kind of nice.
I want it to like show how many bosses you killed and how many unique items you've gotten. So when everyone walks in my house, they can see my Sire kill count is almost 1,400. And I have 0 drops from Sire. Like,
Well,
like that'll be the best part of it.
I don't
You
know if
you
they're
can't see
tracking.
kill
I don't know. They've got kill count tracked. I don't know if they can do items.
Like,
it would be accurate for
0.
you because they take everyone's from right now, so it would be like 0 because they're not tracking it. So it would still be accurate for you if they did that.
I
Yeah.
thought they're already tracking that. What do you mean? Like,
Drops, like I mean. they're not tracking drops.
okay. Well, actually, no, they are counting drops, aren't they? Because they have like this person got like the first like Elysian in the game. This person got the first what's its nuts in the game.
I think that's like really specific about new content. I don't think they're tracking drops like from everything. I don't know.
Well, if they're gonna nerf Zulrah, they are.
True, maybe yeah, maybe the stuff
The
is being
data
implemented
warehouse
now.
or whatever.
Yeah. If it is, it's relatively new though.
All right.
Wait, what's the skill cape carpet? Like, is it just gonna look like skill capes?
Yeah.
It's like a tapestry of
Or
skill
can you
games.
fly it
You just
around
cut
your
out the
house
icon of it
like the
and
magic
stick it in the
carpet?
carpet.
What did you want to do with it?
You know, like you can fly it around your house, like
Oh,
the
yeah.
magic carpet ride.
Hey, wait, what about that idea? I think you said on the Q&A about having a rooftop agility course in your own house.
Oh my god, that'd be amazing.
And then you can put your house on top of the Grand Exchange.
I just build a model replica of Ardy.
Turn it into
Yeah, of course,
Minecraft.
it's great.
Turn player-owned houses into Minecraft.
Mhm.
Alright, how would you guys feel about... Alright, so that concludes the Runefest shit, but next we got is, how would you feel about Urns being added to old school? They said it would be some big changes and somewhat similar to skilling outfits. I don't really know what this is though, so if someone who knows what they're talking about can explain, I'd appreciate that.
I can explain. Urns were, I don't know if it's the same thing as RS3, but in RS3 there were urns you could make through crafting. If you had the crafting level, you could make them and like charge them, and you need the crafting level, so they were untradeable once they're charged. And they were for like 6 different skills. Can't name them off the top of my head, I don't remember, but these skills would basically...
Cooking, prayer, mining, wood cutting, smithing,
Fishing, mining.
Yeah,
Yeah, I
fishing.
think that's all of them right there. But basically, you'd have them in your inventory, you train the skill, the urn would slowly build up, and you'd be able to like release it for XP, and it basically translated to 30% more XP, I think. So you get 30%.
30%?
XP.
What's the
what?
point of it though? Like, does it add
There
content?
is no point. The point
Like,
was
there's not like a new skill
there's a gap in crafting. You fill the gap in crafting with pointless XP for doing nothing.
It was a use for crafting, I think that was the point.
You just
but it
got given
also made-
XP for having an item in your inventory.
Yeah.
Sounds like a terrible idea then.
Yeah,
You
it
like
made like
this?
7 skills 30% faster. That's it, so...
Like, as you're fishing, some scales fall off into the urn, and you send it away and get XP. That's how it
The
works.
fishing ones were OP. They were 1.9k per urn, and it doesn't
I-
take long to fill an urn up. The prayer
I kinda
ones were
like
most
the
OP,
prayer
though, I
ones.
think.
The prayer ones were kind of cool, but because it just kind of collected them for you and then like gave you XP for them. But the other ones
Yeah.
just basically were like, hey, every skill in this list is going to be 30% faster. So it's stupid.
I really dislike that. Everything about it is a no.
Yeah. I'll vote no to it.
It's not similar to skilling outfits in the slightest. Skilling outfit, you go out and you have to go through the tedious process of earning it, and then you have to wear it to get the desired effect. These, you bought one a G, added the respective rune to it, and then you just got XP for having it in the indent. And it's just not the identity that old school has, the whole XP for doing nothing.
Anything bonus experience is just like not for this game, basically.
It's a red flag.
So
If
just
there was polls, I don't think I'd vote no for sure, but if they come into the game, I won't give 2 shits, to be honest.
and it like didn't add any content either. Like I know Brungus was saying that bonus XP is kind of like not good, but at least when looking at like the Sire, or I'm sorry, not Sire, Cerebus, it gives the bonus fire making and smithing XP, but it did add like some new content into the game at the same time. Do you think that's bad, or do you think the way that urns are set up is bad?
I think that's a lot better because it's like a natural item sync. These urns cost like 400 GP. You could buy
Literally make them
thousands and
with two
thousands and
soft
thousands
clay.
of them. Yeah, you make them with soft clay in
Yeah.
a
It's just
second.
profitable crafting, basically.
What the hell did the developer who developed this get fired or what? Like, this just sounds terrible.
Like, just remember, when you skill, bring like 3 urns with you and you're set. That's all it turns into.
You could use 10 at a time, and these 10 would be filling up simultaneously whilst you're fishing. And then after like 40 minutes of fishing, you get a bonus 19k XP for just having the items in your inventory for no reason at all.
And
Are
then
these-
they added porters that teleport the fish right to
Those
your
are
bank.
so
I was just about to mention that. Yeah, the game is like you can just chill and get all this XP, and it goes all to your bank, and you don't have to do anything.
Is that still in RS3?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's part of divination along with vine skilling spots, which are just the most overpowered thing in the world.
Well. Alright.
Some burns aren't even efficient to use anymore with warbands though on RS3, I don't think.
I don't know. Someone wants to link this video here. So, we got
I thought he took it down.
the one that I linked in the...
Um,
So, here we go, boys. He's been a topic on the podcast before, so I thought it would be nice to include this as well. We like to talk about some juicy drama, and we got
on the bandwagon.
we got Botsaw selling out,
Can you
promoting.
unplug your mic and say, "Hey, shout out to Botsaw"?
You can link that. Shout out to Botsaw, bitch. Check my Twitter, Randalicious RS. I shared the video of me killing him like 2 years ago, but he made a video promoting a gambling website for RuneScape, and it had, I saw a picture, it had like, it was like 15 dislikes per like, and he ended up removing it within 24 hours. What are your guys' thoughts on this? Why do you think he deleted it so quickly? What is your whole take on it?
I'm going to remove myself from this question because I have no idea what's happened.
Alright, well, I think it's a bitch move to delete it. If you're gonna be a bitch, go all in. Leave the video up. Why would you delete it? You got paid to post the video, not to post it and delete it within a day. If you're gonna be a bitch, go all the way through with it. See rank 1 construction. If you're gonna be a bitch, just finish it off. Finish it off. I'm not really surprised that someone who botted and did bug abuse would stoop to the level of this as well. So, not surprised by it whatsoever.
You know, maybe after all the other times, like, not being a legit Iron Man and stuff, he didn't think his reputation would get ruined. But maybe he did go a bit too far this time. And it was a horrible thing.
I think it was like, well, I don't give a fuck about nothing anymore anyway. Let's just get a nice paycheck.
Oh yeah, hopefully he got paid really well to do this.
Oh yeah, there's no doubt he did. With his subs and his
Botsa's integrity is as sustained as his Iron Man status. Until he streamed him losing his Iron Man status on his first account, I haven't watched him. I didn't know he still streamed because he's like 7 hours behind me.
Yeah.
I didn't really know he was still a thing, as ignorant as it sounds.
Well, the video that you linked here it's the Rune News one, isn't it?
Yeah, that's all we got on it now, cause the
So the guy who makes those videos, I mean, he has his own input, which could be right or wrong, but He got, I guess, paid RuneScape money, so like I see why he did it. Like,
Paid with
I mean,
RuneScape money,
still,
not
like,
real money.
it's still RWT, but it's still like he got paid that money. Apparently, he tried to explain that it was like, oh, I mean, I know this money so I can make high RuneScape content because I'll have the RuneScape money, I'll be able to high risk and shit like that. I think it's kind of bullshit. But thoughts on why he deleted it so quick? I think it's because he kind of pussied out after seeing that
People will be
he wasn't
mean
going
to
to
say
live this
he was
down.
a sellout.
New
He
name
realized that
Bone Bitch.
He realized that he wasn't going to live this down. Like, everyone's going to talk about it, and he's going to get dislikes on all of his videos forever, basically, about it. So,
You guys remember about this time 2 years ago where he got banned for botting and then unbanned?
Yep.
Deborah made a video on it about it.
Yeah. Go on.
Yeah, he just sort of stayed banned from I mean, I don't know why he was given privileges unique to him, but then again, streamer favoritism, bullshit meme again. But he received a permanent ban for botting. It was a Mac Ring major, and he received a permanent ban. And after like 2.5 weeks or something, they unbanned him, just saying that, oh, he'd served his sentence. And I think it was just because he wasn't streaming RuneScape anymore and promoting the game. I just think that
How much is your guys' integrity worth? How much would you sell out for? Would you sell out for RuneScape money?
right now it's
No,
for
no.
a biscuit.
I will opt out of answering this.
Hey,
I don't know,
so
someone give me some money and we'll see.
if someone wants to come to me with a suitcase full of money, we can talk.
If I was as big as Bonesaw, it would have to be something really,
The
really
only
big.
person
'Cause
who's I know has sold out and his fans actually didn't get mad about it was Alkin. Because he sold out a while ago, he was advertising some fighting clan, he got given some money, and everyone was like, oh yeah, use the money.
But that was not against the rules at the time, correct?
Nice thing, no.
Well, how much of selling out? I don't know if I'd really call that selling out.
Offering money for a shout out, I think is selling out.
I do shoutouts all day for money.
I mean, like,
Do commercials on the Hexus podcast for money.
Yeah.
hey, we will run commercials if you guys ever want to advertise on the Hexus podcast. You can feel free to tweet me at Randalicious or OSRS_Trance. We are accepting open slots, PMS
200
offers.
mil per participant, and then 250 mil for the regulars.
Alright. Moving on. This is something that just happened today, but the first part of it, so Dobbs, who was the founder of both Solus and Requiem, his most recent position was being the leader of Requiem. He recently quit, I think 2 weeks ago, leaving Requiem in the hands of a few people. Today, Requiem's generals and some of their other prominent members merged with Solus. As you may recall, when Requiem was made, Finbar said, any Solus member who leaves for Requiem will never be allowed back into Solus. But there's several of those people who left Solus who aren't going to be returning. Requiem, not a shit clan at all. They would have been in real good contention for third place in the Skilling Cup. And, you know, shit, they're some of the more prominent members in Gens went into Solus. What do you guys think about that?
Have they said why they've merged or not?
Pretty much when Dobbs left, there was no capable
There was a
leader
mutiny.
left. There was just no one capable of leading a clan left.
Oh, okay.
Kind of like they got Kuma shocked. Go, go.
I have been in the TS a couple of times, and so I know a couple of people in there, so I've got a couple of good members if they join Hexus. So you'll be alright.
I think it's funny, you know, hey, you can't come back into my clan if you leave my clan. Welcome back. Welcome back. I don't know what's up with that. I cannot imagine how disgusted Dobbs must feel about how everything happened
That's
in
such
his...
a knife in the back for him.
Yeah, I mean, he...
These people who supported him from day one and his pretty ambitious attempt to make another skilling clan that would turn out as successful as Solace, and are just sort of stabbed him in the back.
What do you expect? He just like up and left.
I know, but come on. But if Randy leaves to do the police academy, we're all not just going to run away from him, are we?
I'll still be here.
Damn it.
No key for you. But,
Yeah.
I know it's a huge win for Solus, but, yeah. What do you think?
Am I allowed to be rude?
I mean, I don't blame
Go
them
for it.
for taking people. They really need people in Solus. Need like max people who can compete in multiple skills during the Skilling Cup.
Oh yeah, I
It's
mean,
not just about that. There's other integrity issues. TMM, for example, has over 60 million melees, all from Guthans, and they just seem to have just shook that off as, numbers. When, on previous occasions, Hexus has been called out for being all about the numbers, and kind of delusional to say that when you're just, welcome back, guys, door's still open to you. Watching the number of member count go up and up.
if
No regard
I
for the
was... If I was one of the several people who left Solus for Requiem, and I was told, hey, if you leave, you're never coming back, and then saw the way that Dobbs was treated after that, I don't know how that would be something that you'd even want to go back to.
You got treated like a piece of shit.
Yeah.
They turn on him like fucking dogs, man. I felt bad
Mhm.
for him. I don't really like him very much, but
Dobbs had his title on the Hexus, or I'm sorry, not the Hexus. On the Solus site, he had his title changed to Traitor, which
yeah. And it's not the first time they've done something like that to a member. Just turned on them instantly.
I mean, see, all of you.
Oh, see Immortalz.
Hmm.
As Immortalz just said, I don't really want to be connected with the clan completely, but I'm happy to say a Smiley. They still attacked him pretty viciously.
Well,
But at least Solus does not have any competition for number 2. Alright. Moving on. For you guys, what is your best RuneScape memory that you've had?
Me?
Yeah. At
Look,
yes,
I-
you.
yes, look. I want to start out my sentence with me, but it was when I was new to God Wars. I would go there, and I would try to kill Grar. Sometimes I wouldn't even get a kill. And, well, no, I went there in the sky. He took my world. Wouldn't even call it my world, but I crashed him anyways. And he had his yak and stuff. He was like max combat, and I had like a Lunt God sword trying to get a kill. But I finally got one, and it was a chest plate, and I didn't know what to do. I was like, oh my god, I don't even have a teleport out of here. And so I asked him for a telly. He didn't give me one, but the altar has a telly. I didn't do that. Didn't even know it had one. I actually home teleported out. And, yeah. Thankfully, he had the minions on him as well. Yeah, that'd be my best memory, was crashing a BCP, my first item ever.
For me, I'll say it was when I got 2277 total level on old school. That to me is still my favorite moment that I've had, maybe my crowning achievement as well. I mean, that was great for me.
One of my favorite memories is when I was like 12 years old. I was probably like 75 combat or something like that. And I played RuneScape with my cousin like just like every fucking day, and we were just little kids, had no idea what we were doing. And when I was doing Barrows for the first time, I was on the phone with my cousin. He was like coaching me through the whole thing, and I was like meleeing everything, and I had to bank like 3 or 4 times, I think, just to do like one run. It took like an hour. And then I got a Guthun Spear like on the first time I opened the chest, and my cousin didn't believe me, and it was just really funny, and it was worth like 6 mil, which is like 10 times my bank has ever been. It's a fun day.
I think I've got 3, but I can't really decide which is my favourite. 2,600 hours of agility was a pretty good memory. Time I got offered a rank in Hex about 2 years ago, I was quite happy for that as well, because I was just oblivious to the fact of even joining. And when I got my gold star.
Probably Max and 3 Visses on my Wyvern ult in 5k kills.
Ooh, don't tell Randy that.
Man, I'm still sitting here with one. Hey, when I did get that one, I was super excited. It happened at
I was in the team speak for it.
It happened at 4:20 a.m. my time. First and only Visage.
For me, it'd probably be like middle school. I had had 2 friends who we would talk. We didn't know how to use Skype, and we didn't even have microphones on the computer, so we would just talk on the phone, like a landline phone, all 3 of us, and we would do that like all day. Like we get home from school. Like
Who is this?
3:30.
You and who?
My friends from middle school. Like 2007.
I used to
Like
do
actual
that.
2007.
My cousin and I did that when we were, I think, in fifth.
We were terrible. I remember like we were all trying to do like Monkey Madness at the same time, and like one of my friends just died, and we just started laughing at him, and then everybody else died, and it was just hilarious.
Those are the
It
days.
took us like a whole week to do Monkey Madness.
Oh,
Yeah,
man,
for real,
Monkey
being like a
Madness
little
too.
ass kid, and yeah, I know what you mean. Like those were the best memories.
Jesus. My cousin and I one time, it was like over the course of a couple days we did Monkey Madness and Heroes Quest, and it took like a day, like a full day, like after school, like for each thing. So like Monkey Madness would have taken us like 7 hours. Heroes would have taken us like 7 hours. And we were in like 5th grade using our like landlines at home. That won't forget that. Alright. What are you guys' thoughts on adding a Master Penance Horn to Barb Assault, given experience in fire making, agility, and mining? Apparently this is an RS3 thing, so if someone knows some information about it, please explain.
Well, I would like the horn to be added. It made Barbarian Assault more useful instead of getting a torso that you now keep on death regardless. And it did take some time to get the XP.
It was
instead of
efficient
just being,
to fill up.
Yeah.
Well,
Like, you
it's
had
not
to-
anymore. The only thing it's efficient to do now on RS3 with it is fire making, because mining is warbands and agilities, whatever they're called.
Silverhawk.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, Silverhawk boots. Yeah, I would like to see it added. It would make mining easier. And
That's bad.
mainly just mining for me. I mean, I watch anime while I do agility and fire making. They'll make it cost like half as much.
I watch anime 3 technician. What do you want, a fucking medal?
Yeah, I would love metal.
I wouldn't want it in the game. I hate the shit minigame. I'd never do it again. I did it for the diaries and I'm never going back.
When I was getting rank 5 all, I was leeching it, and the people who I was leeching from, they also had a service in RS3 to give bonus experience to people who wanted it. And I was talking to some of the people who were getting the Horn bonus experience, and at the time, they were telling me that it was efficient for 200 mil all, and it would certainly be efficient for 200 mil all if they released it in old school.
Oh,
And
yeah.
basically, a lot of people would just leech. I mean, yeah, ideally you have 5 people who know what they're doing, but like a lot of people just leech it, and
Oh,
kind of lame.
and in RS3, I think you can take the XP directly from the horn. Well, before you had to like
You have to
equip it as
wield
a
the
shield
horn,
item.
didn't you? Yeah.
Yeah, it just like goes directly as bonus XP into any of the skills.
I remember filling that up to do agility with. Oh god, I hate that minigame so much.
I don't like
I
it.
guess
I don't
uh,
want it.
That's the, I don't like bonus XP.
Alright, to everyone who's watching, we're starting to get a little bit low on questions, so feel free to post some questions that you may have for us. We'll start collecting some that you guys have, and we'll add a few of them on at the end here when we finish up what we've got. So if you've got a question or a topic, post it, and we might take a look at it. But I really don't like the idea of a Master Penance Horn. I've not done any Barbarian Assault. I don't want to either. Still haven't done it for the diary, but it being anything Barbarian related being efficient to do, I don't like the idea of that.
Like I said earlier in the podcast, I don't think bonus XP really has a place in this game, especially when it's basically buyable through leeching. So, no.
Alright. Next topic we have then here is the 1 year anniversary of the Hexus podcast is coming up. Are there any special plans to celebrate? We've got something in the works. You'll just have to wait and see, but it'll be a pretty nice surprise for everyone.
Is Sicknerd coming back on?
No, that would be a surprise.
Oh.
That would be quite the surprise. But we got something in the works right now. One thing I will say, the Hexus Podcast 9, which does not have my voice in it, I will be releasing that the week before our like 1 year. So look for the Hexus Podcast number. What?
It's gonna be so stupid.
It's gonna be like
Talking about?
the 9th Hexus Podcast. It didn't record
Get
my mic.
question.
Oh, good game, dude.
It's
So the
just
questions won't be known to people who are watching.
No one will know the questions, we'll just get the answers.
Oh, you never uploaded it?
I never uploaded it. I just said, "Welp, I fucked up, guys."
You
So
can put annotations of the questions.
I'm not doing that.
Oh,
They're
come on.
they're just gonna have to figure it out for themselves. But
You get a prize if you can guess all the questions.
well, yeah, sure. But Hexus Podcast 9 will be released, and we've got something else even bigger that will be coming. That is the first.
Hasn't been touched for the past 2 months.
That will be the first. It'll be the first week in November, correct? Do you know what the exact date is?
The 3rd of November. Is the-
November 3rd. What kind of day is that? That is a Tuesday. But we got some big things planned. But alright, moving on to another thing. Something that happened in the Runescape community. This guy, his name is James Kappa, has refunded over $300,000 from Twitch, charities and shit, that he donated. Let's discuss it. What do you think?
I think it is absolutely disgusting that someone is capable of doing that and not... Like, I mean, just think about how, like, the type of person you have to be able to do that. To do that for your attention and then just, like, take it all back like that. I just think it's just... It's seriously so disgusting. Like, I don't know what else to say.
I mean, obviously, I'm not gonna stand here and say, "Oh, he's a bad person." Everybody knows, like, everybody has their opinion on that. What you should do is tweet the people who allowed this to happen, which is PayPal, who have, who accepted the refund, and the credit card companies who accepted the refund. And like, this is only possible because the donation came in on a credit line. They have the person whose credit card was used has like plausible deniability or whatever for saying that his credit card was stolen. So maybe you should even get mad at the people who accepted a donation and didn't think twice about a $20,000, $30,000, $40,000 donation coming in on the credit line.
A lot of it was donations. What is your take on that? Like donating $50,000 to charity and refunding that.
Like I said, like obviously he's not like a good person. Like nobody's arguing that, but like people are getting mad at the wrong people.
Yeah, you said
You get mad at the system that allowed this to happen.
What you said was like, don't like go to this guy and be like, oh, you're terrible, kill yourself, that kind of thing. I just want to like add to that. I posted a tweet by the guy named Skidler. Got a really good explanation of it. If you want to read that, basically saying that a lot of it probably just stems from either personality or mental sort of disorders, and it's not helping to say that kind of stuff. But yeah, I just wanted to add that.
Does the guy have a Twitter account?
He deleted everything on the internet about him after that.
Was he only like a RuneScape person, or did he donate to other type streamers?
I think it was very much majority RuneScape, but I'm not really sure. He might
How much money did he actually refund from the Bodhi charity?
It was not that much. Relative to it was like 10,000 or something, but the AOA A2 guy got like 26K or something refunded.
Oh.
I mean, someone should have figured something was up with that. Come on.
But at the same time, like, how could you just assume that, like, if he does this for like all these charities, you'd probably just think he's a really nice guy. Like, if he's known as James Kappa, the guy who donates so much money, you probably think that, like, wow.
No.
I don't know. He has Kappa right in his name. Couldn't really trust him that much.
Fair enough, I guess.
The way that he was able to get it back was by claiming that like credit card was stolen.
Credit card was stolen.
Yeah, it was not stolen at all. That's absolute. I wish that some criminal offenses could be put on this guy for doing what he's done.
Well, did he really harm the charities?
I mean, we'll never really know, but...
Depends. It depends if they already spent the money or not.
Yeah, they spent it all on re-advertising it.
It's assuming that these charities don't already get large donations, so like if they don't get a lot of donations, then it probably would have affected them, but I think they're a pretty large organization, so it's probably fine, but yeah.
Alright, so next is, this player's name is Rufio07. He had 200 mil defense, 180 mil hit points. He was ranked 4 HP. He was permanently banned recently for auto-clicking his quick prayers in Nightmare Zone. I mean, he did this after Guthans got nerfed. So, I mean... What is your take on this guy doing that?
I was surprised that it took so long for him to get banned because it's been like a month now since Sire's been nerfed, and he's been doing that ever since. So, and there's someone else. I've seen someone else who it might have just been Rufio that auto clicks. Someone keeps posting on, but like 773H. Is that someone?
I don't know.
It's another guy with like 200 mil combat who auto clicks. Might be Rufio that I saw.
Well, for those people who think you can't get banned by auto-clicking, this proves it wrong.
Yep.
Why didn't he just accept he should have accepted defeat when it got nerfed. He couldn't settle for that, and I mean, deserves to be banned, but that to
My
me
friend
is
get banned.
Couldn't let it go.
he just couldn't let it go.
I had my friend get banned about 2 weeks ago for AHK abusing fletching.
In what way?
It was like way more than a 1-to-1 ratio.
Well, thank you.
How much more?
I don't know. He didn't tell me.
If you could try to
Just
get
assume
this.
1 to 4.
I would love to know the answer to that question.
Well, I guess that's nice to know. Shout out to those who think I used 1 to 2 AHK for fletching bitches.
He basically said if he holds down tab, it endlessly does his
Guess that'd be 1 to 4.
little
wouldn't it?
script.
Yeah.
He holds down what?
He can. Well, he's on a Mac, so he can't.
Just
he
hold
uses,
down
like,
one
C++.
button.
Yeah.
Okay.
Alright.
Oh yeah.
Go ahead.
Yeah, it's his own stupid fault why he got banned.
No.
Alright, so what is your guys' favorite cosmetic item?
I'm going with the Wizard Hat G. It's just amazing. Goes with every outfit.
Hey, so does the Santa hat. Shout out to the
Hey,
Santa hat.
no.
Santa hat.
Wait,
no-
your turn. Oh wait, it is your turn.
it is my turn, bitch.
My turn.
Santa hat fits with everything. It is sexy. It's got everything you're looking for in swag.
I'm a big fan of the briefcase.
I have to agree with Randy and go rather festive and say the reindeer hat.
That is not cosmetic. That is not cosmetic.
Yes, it is.
No.
It's
It
supposed
does
to
say
be.
cosmetic.
Has
Yeah,
a use.
cosmetic is that it makes you look cute as fuck.
Doesn't it make your nose light up?
Yeah, that too. It's just
Yeah.
everything. Everything's
See?
there.
Yeah, I can even see in the nighttime.
Even do a funky little emote.
Any 3 of the Halos, they're probably the best.
I like the afro. I just think it's ridiculous.
Go.
Oh yeah, that one is pretty good. I always see this every time I go for a farm run in World 46. There's some guy cutting yews at the Gnome Stronghold, and he's always there with an afro cutting yews. The afro is nice. All right.
Someone needs to make Trance's Skype, not Skype, sorry, his Twitter picture put a rainbow afro on it.
That would be cool. Alright, next is the sailing survey was sent out. It was sent to some of the individuals who voted no on the sailing poll. I got, or not I, but Trickool got some inbox messages about it. Can you kind of give us a rundown of everything that was on there, Trickool?
Basically linked you to a survey site, Survey Monkey I think it's called, and it asked you 3 sort of brackets of questions. The first bracket was like who you are in the game. So what would you consider yourself? Skiller, PVMer, PvPer? What's your total level? What's your combat level? Male or female, etc. And then one of the screens was pick 3 as to why you voted no to sailing. Give you a whole list of reasons as to why you didn't think sailing was in the game. I think I voted for I don't trust them, I don't want a new skill, and dev time could be used elsewhere. It's just sort of together feedback, which is something we mentioned on the last podcast, which we recommended them to do. Whether they took our advice, or whether it's something they intended on doing to target those who voted no to it, because I voted no on my main and my alt. I got 2 surveys and just filled them out the same.
I voted yes for sailing, so I didn't get it, but I think it's great that they're taking a lot of data on this kind of thing and being able to analyze that and see exactly what they're doing right or wrong. And it seems like they really, really want sailing. But I mean, yeah, it's good to know all the reasons behind it, and maybe the survey will show that they just shouldn't do it. Maybe that's what they'll find, that there are enough people out there who voted no, just literally don't want a new skill. Like maybe they'll find that out, and it's important that they know exactly why people voted no.
I voted yes for sailing as well. They really should. Do we want a new skill like before asking us about sailing?
Was a new skill on the priority poll?
I don't think so.
I don't know off the top of my head.
I think it was. I got the survey as well, and because I voted no. And I think my 3 reasons were, I don't trust balancing, and
that was one.
Other things should be fixed first. And the third one was, I think one of the answers was like, I think the content will be too OP or something.
See, I wouldn't mind a new skill coming, but I mainly wanted the stuff like the new prayers and the new Onyx upgrade or something like that.
Yeah,
That's what I mainly wanted.
They said
One
they
of
were
the
gonna.
options was, I thought the dev blog was too vague. That was one of the options.
They only let you pick 3, because I could have picked all of those.
Yeah.
So they're aware that something was definitely wrong. And they're actually stepping up again and taking initiative to ask the community as to why it was wrong. So props to them for manning up and finding the bollocks.
I like that they're sending out stuff just to get feedback. I do still expect there to be another sailing repoll at some point in time, but I would also like to see some of the things from sailing that were part of the dev blog to be offered. They said that they would pull some of the things on it if sailing did fail, and here we are sitting, and there are a few things that I think on it that could be useful. So I guess we're just waiting to see if we ever get any information. I think they'll probably end up forgetting about it, like the minigame reward shop. Alright, next one is someone's telling me to go into detail how I was blocked by so many J-mods.
Dan's game in the chat.
Give me a second here. So, I am blocked by Matt K, Archie, on his personal and his Jagex. Ronan, on 2 separate Twitter, like I have another Twitter account he has me blocked, and I didn't even send him a fucking tweet on that one. I'm blocked by the official old school RS Twitter. I am blocked by Weth as well. I think that covers everyone who I've been blocked by thus far. So let's start off. The first one, I believe, was by Weth. I was doing 200 mil cooking, and there were a lot of wall safe bots in the Rogue's Den, collected a whole lot of fucking names, and sent a list of a couple dozen people to Weth. And like 3 weeks later, I checked every single one of those bots. They all had like 90 plus thieving. Most of them had 99. And not a single one of them were banned. I tweeted him several times about it as well. And then I was just like, what the fuck, dude? I'm doing your job for you, and you're not even taking a look at these bots. It was something like that. I was like, I'm doing your job for you, and you can't even look at these bots that I've been collecting. And he blocked me for that. I was blocked by Matt K. There was a player in last year around this time. He sent like a detailed document talking about his real-world trading and his botting as well. And I sent that to Matt K. And he was just like, even though you're giving us exact times and locations and trades and everything like that, we cannot confirm this. And And then I was just like, fuck you mean? I said, when there's smoke, there's fire. Take a look. He said, nah, in this case, you're wrong. And then about a month later, the player got permanently banned for real-world trading again. And I tweeted Matt and I was like, fuck you, bitch, I was right. You should not have ignored me when I sent you a detailed document on everything and you just didn't give a shit. And then he blocked me for that. That one was deserved. But I was right, he was wrong, and he would not tell me that I was right. Next is Ronin. I was blocked on Ronin when Ronin PK'd in AGS. He posted a picture of it, and I quote tweeted it, and I said, it's nice to see someone on the old school team actually playing RuneScape. And I gave him 2 thumbs up. That was not a sarcastic tweet. I love that the JMods actually once in a blue moon will put their time into playing RuneScape, because that's something that we know they really don't do at all. But I got blocked for that tweet. That was the final tweet for Ronin that got me blocked. I don't think I deserve to be blocked for that tweet. I didn't really give Ronin much shit before then either. All the hate has really come after that. I was then at a point where I was blocked by those 4 Twitter accounts, so I made another Twitter account called Randalicious_RS. And I followed all the guys who had me blocked. And, I would check it like every time I took a shit, just to keep up with the 4 Twitter accounts that had me blocked. And then I did not tweet Ronin on this account at all. I don't know how the fuck he got a hold of that Twitter handle. And Ronin blocked...
a notification when you followed him.
Ronin blocked that Twitter account. When the servers were disconnecting a lot, I just tagged the old school RuneScape page and I said 6 servers, and I got blocked there. I got blocked by Archie recently for asking. Now the tweet that got me blocked was me. Pretty much he tweeted out saying, hey, come check out these guys as they account share their way to an achievement. And I said, why are you promoting a stream that has account sharing? And he blocked me for that. And then I called him a bitch on his personal Twitter, and he blocked me on there for that. And
that was deserved. The second one.
Absolutely. That's I'd say I deserve most of my blocks. I'm very passionate about the game, and I'm not gonna hold back from giving my opinion. They disagree with it, they'll block me. That's fine. I'm constructive criticism. I just have a different way of delivering it. Alright. Next we got is, so The Walking Dead is a very popular show. It is returning tonight. Do any of you guys watch The Walking Dead, and are you hyped for the season?
I watch it, and then, yeah, I'm very excited for it. I had no idea it was coming back until yesterday when someone told me, and I'm really excited for it.
No, I don't watch it.
Oh, you should definitely.
I tried watching it. It's just very boring. It's like every episode they try to hype something up, and it's such a letdown.
What? How much of it did you watch?
I've watched all of it, and I'd agree with it. I'd agree with that comment.
It's like you want to know what happens, but you
I've read part of the
kind of
comics as well.
expect, what happens.
Well, I think The Walking Dead is fantastic. It's one of my favorite shows right now that's currently on TV. I think I might put it as my 4th favorite show that is currently on TV right now.
If your first favourite isn't True Detective Season 1, your opinion cannot be trusted.
Game of Thrones, South Park, Family
Your
Guy,
opinion
Walking
cannot be
Dead.
trusted.
I'm afraid that's the conclusion we've reached.
Very hyped for it, very excited. I don't know how it's going to compare to last season when Carol just went Rambo mode at the start. That was badass. Really looking forward to the storylines and how their whole group is going to be with both Rick and Morgan there. I'm going to try to not give away any spoilers, but I
There's
think...
a group of people, Randy. Can you remember what they're called? On the tip of my tongue.
I think there's two different philosophies will be very interesting to see. Then the power struggle between the two philosophies, and also looking forward to seeing how much just shit happens.
On a group of thugs beginning with W. Mention them at the end of the last episode.
What?
No? Alright.
I don't know what the fuck you said.
The group of people,
What?
there's another group of people that they hinted at the end of the previous season.
Did you just say what the fuck you're trying to say?
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, go.
Alright. Next topic then is from the chat. So for those of you, if you have any topics, just send them in. We'll see if they're good enough, we'll start answering them. But alright, first one we got is you guys dislike most suggested skilling content. What are some of your own ideas for some new skilling content? Trickool?
Nothing.
You think the game's fine how it is?
I'm content at the moment.
Okay.
I would like a way to train thieving better, as I just can't stand training it. It's my most hated skill.
Bring back heroes.
Who said it was
I
about?
don't like the possibility to fail while you thieve. I just don't like it.
I would like a mini-game-esque way to train fishing, like a lot of mine is for mining. I wouldn't do it, but I think it'd be good.
I beg your pardon.
So pretty much a better fishing trawler.
Yeah, because you can get more sharks per hour doing bossing than you can fishing sharks. So
You can get more sharks per hour doing temple trekking.
point is, actually fishing for fish to sell is shit. So there should be something else. Maybe not even get fish. Maybe you you discover a chest and get loot from the chest that's not even fish. A mini game like that. I don't know.
What if you could fish out a treasure chest or something?
And you can already fish out treasure chests.
Oh,
But you get oyster pearls and shit from it when you use a big net.
yeah.
But I would like a mini game that would allow you to do that.
How about a treasure map?
The skilling through scrolls is a pretty cool idea. But the question is, you guys dislike most suggested new content? Personally, I actually don't dislike most suggested new content, but I don't have any ideas myself, to be honest.
I like most suggested skilling content. I still want a rework of Dungeoneering though, not with the OP chaotics and farming and herbal scrolls you can get, and smithing. I think I don't want them either.
I do dislike most skilling content. I don't really have many suggestions, mostly because I am not a creative person. But I think the game is fine how it is, and for the most part, I think the game is fine how it is and doesn't constantly need things being added into the game. So Again, I'm not creative enough as to what I think should be put into the game, but I will acknowledge that I do dislike most skilling updates or ideas.
I'm still waiting for Mara agility. That was just incredible.
What?
The marathon agility concept that was posed by Ronan.
Oh yeah, run around the whole world and
Oh my
That was
god.
terrible.
I was on the edge of my seat waiting for that. That's why I stopped at 150. Not for fishing, that's a lie.
I just want to top of the Grand Exchange rooftop course.
Yeah, that
to be
too.
honest. That was just amazing.
The Hunter update won't be too bad as well, with like no profit at all, but faster XP.
Also like butterflies as your dinkos.
Not as
Ugh.
fast as those, but yeah.
I would like to, just on the topic of Hunter, I would like to see the outfits have a use or like a benefit, even though that's not really a skilling idea. More so, it's just an
Didn't
improvement.
Ash say even if they were working, they wouldn't even be worth wearing?
Well, why the fuck
You
would
have
they
to
not?
stand away from your
Yeah,
traps.
because it means you have to stand away from the traps rather than...
Surely, surely that can be recoded to where you just have.
Yeah, but he said if he was to just go out of his way and fix them, you probably wouldn't even be better off wearing them, like without any modifications from how they were intended to be.
Just give it
Well-
an improved catch rate. That's how difficult is that to do?
I don't know. I can't code.
You know, I would like them to, all the Slayer bosses they keep putting out, I want a group boss. Because the Sire would be great if the multi-combat worked there.
The
But
Sire was supposed to be multi-combat.
Actually,
Yeah.
it's supposed to be multi and all.
it has a little multi sign. But-
Yeah, but it was supposed to be like Cork. You're
Like
allowed
a
to be on
boss.
It's
Slayer.
a
Slayer.
multi because of the minions. So that's
Like, that'd be so good. Like a Slayer boss, you need multiple people to kill.
Alright. Next is, what kind of XP per hour do you think the ZMI should have if it comes to old school?
Don't you break even with the ZMI?
When S is 100 each, you do. You would probably make like 600-700k GP an hour right now.
Slightly better than that, but still vastly, largely, I can't think of the word, just inferior to Lavas. I don't think you need TMI when we've got
Maybe-
Lavas.
Maybe like 35, 40k an hour then? Since you make money?
Yeah, I don't want ZMI. It should not be whatever rate it was in RS3, but anything more than like 40k an hour would really be fucking pushing it.
Yeah, 50, I'd say 50k max.
50k is
With
pretty
profit?
high.
Really?
500k isn't that valuable. Wouldn't make it
Yeah.
better than
I agree.
be
It
about
should
the same
be
as Lavas if it were 50k an hour with like 400k profit.
It's still kind of devalue like recrafting as a whole though. Like people getting 99 be a lot more manageable to a lot of people.
I'm about 2 weeks away from 99.
It should be the same XP as using runners with profit, obviously. I don't think it should be 600k GP an hour though. It should be around 300, 400.
They would really have to like not give you shit for runes then, because like the reason why it would be so much is because of how fucking cheap PRS is.
Yeah.
Oh. Yeah. Alright, next topic we have is, how do you guys feel about them announcing soul runes will be useful in the new spell book, which has apparently caused soul runes to jump from 180 each to nearly 400 at a point.
I like the idea that they're going to add a technically high level rune that has like no use. as the main source of rune consumed for the new spellbook. It just kind of makes sense. On top of that, letting you craft them. Hopefully, it's a very slow process of crafting them. But
well, I mean, it's through the abyss. There's a soul rift in there, is there not?
Mm-hmm.
oh shit, yeah, they'd have to.
You can't go inside though.
Well, no shit, not if you can't craft them.
They have to spawn you from the entrance to maybe 15-second run from there maybe to it or something. But it going from 180 to 400 is just happens with everything when they talk about something. So.
But just once again highlights the influence the JMods have with just dropping little hints at things that may never happen, like spectrals. Like what happened with those when Cerberus got announced.
What is the new spellbook?
None right now. I mean, you can charge dragon stones or some shit right now, but
The new spellbook is supposed to
Is
be
this
like
on
necromancy.
Zeah?
Yeah, they said necromancy.
When did they say that? I saw it on Reddit,
The
but it was
Runefest stream.
Okay.
It's if you scroll up, you can see that it says that in the Zeah skilling thing. It said the house that's magic has a spellbook on that. You can read it in there.
Well, this is finally going to give my Soul Rune collection a use that I've been slowly collecting from Slayer and Corping.
How many have you got?
I got about 36,000.
Oh, those
It's
are
not much, but-
drops of water in an ocean.
I just been picking them up though. That's the thing. I didn't buy any.
I'll say that I like I don't know if I want a new spellbook, but I like the idea of making soul runes the astral rune of lunars, if you know what I'm saying.
Yeah.
So I do kind of like that idea. Because really soul runes are not used for any... What use would someone have for a soul rune right now?
Right now, for ancient magic, it's like
I
I
think you
think
might
it's
need one.
Blood Barrage.
Blood barrage, is that it?
Ancients and people can stun elk, but I don't think anyone does that anymore. It's pretty uncommon to do that.
Okay.
Yeah, that's only use as of right now.
There's recharge Dragonstone.
Yeah, there's minimal use.
It consumes 20 soul runes, I think, to maybe charge your whole bank of glories. So.
I like that they're trying to give the soul rune more use. It's quite a forgotten rune, I'd say. Alright, next, so, actually we talked about that last stream. Someone has a question here. It's, will Hexus ever do a charity stream? Saying the Runescape community has already sent someone with cancer to Runefest. Would you ever consider try to send someone suffering from autism? Let me take this first. I actually, I thought this was funny as hell because Brungus and I were talking about this last night. I'm planning on in April, I think that's Autism Awareness Month. I'll do a 30-hour charity stream. All the money goes towards people with autism. I need to do a lot more research on everything in it, but it's going to be an autism-related thing. I don't know about the clan as a whole, though. But that's something I'd like to do.
I'd never send anyone to Runefest. I wouldn't want to let them sit through the pain, so...
Yeah, I saw on Reddit, someone linked me saying oh, the poor lad has cancer, now he has to go to fucking Runefest. Or something, and it was the most favorite, or most liked comment on the thread. Alright,
It's quite nice of them to do that, though, I think.
Oh yeah, definitely. Someone asks, will the fantasy EHP matchups information, results, and everything like that be on a site or somewhere for non-Hexus people to view? Trance? Take that one.
Probably not, because I don't know. We're gonna set the spread. It's all on a spreadsheet, and we're only gonna allow permission to people who are in the league. So.
Oh, I mean, if people are interested in wanting to see, we don't have a way of outputting that in a user-friendly fashion.
I think I could do it to where people can view the spreadsheet, as long as they can't edit it. See, that'll be alright.
I think Ginge probably knows a thing or two. But, alright. I'd like for people who are outside to be involved in at least understanding what's going on and see the results and everything. Alright. Here's the next one. As skillers and not PKers, what would you vote for if D-Claws got pulled? And what are your thoughts about them in general?
As it stands, I highly doubt they would pull or do anything with D-Claws the way they were. So I'm just going to assume that they would pull them changed somehow. Maybe only one spec or reduced accuracy or higher requirements, something like that, you know? And if they wanted to bring them in the game, then I'd probably vote yes if it was made to be balanced and not like ruin pures, because pure PKing was basically made all about Dragon Claws. Like I had a pure back then, and I got so discouraged from playing on it because when I'm trying PK, I would just be completely knocked out in like 10 seconds at the max most fights. So they'd have to balance them. That's my thoughts.
Yeah, I would still vote no matter what, I think.
Yeah. I don't want to give them the satisfaction.
Yeah.
You know, they could just bring a claw into the game that it's not Dragon Claws, but like 80 attack or 90. But
That's some big shit.
Yeah, like 90 attack. I would love for them to have the same stats, the same spec, and function just like Dragon Claws. Because like they were just so fun to use at God Wars.
They'd only be useful for PBM and PK, right? They won't be for Slayer. Yeah, I'd vote yeah. I don't care about them, so.
Yeah, well, Slayer would help too.
No, you'd use a SGS, wouldn't you?
Yeah, but I'm thinking about when I had a unicorn and yak and SGS was that was
Oh,
dead
the
content.
times changed. Alright. I would vote no. I don't want anything like that. I hear so much negative things about them that I don't want to ever see it. And I think this is another question that's been answered many times in previous ones. So we're sitting here 2 hours 40 minutes. It's been long as hell. About to call the podcast here though. Does anyone have anything that they want to quickly add here before we end it?
Do any of you guys know Greg Turkington?
Who is that?
I don't know, but this guy says I sound just like him.
That's it. Now I have no clue who that is or anything like that.
Okay.
But let me quickly say that the next Hexus podcast will be on let's see, like October 25th or 24th, one of those days. Those of you watching the video here, check the description and we'll have some information for you to submit podcast topics. So also check my Twitter out, Randalicious. Please don't block me. And that'll do it. We'll see you guys next time for the 25th Hexus podcast. See ya.
Bye.
Yeah.
Go, go.
See you guys.